What's going on, guys, and welcome back to Seven Figure Fitness Business. Excited to be doing these again. I just love being able to share my knowledge and being able to share some of the things that I'm seeing behind the scenes, behind the online fitness businesses that we're operating and how we're helping people grow and scale their online fitness businesses as well. So today, what I want to talk about is the 4 things that every successful online fitness business does well. Now, I've been going through a ton of data. When I say a ton of data, I'm a bit of a nerd when it comes to analyzing data because I love studying numbers. And one of the businesses that I have is we actually build dashboards that automatically track all the data and activity that's happening inside of a business. And we've actually started to deploy these dashboards inside of our own businesses, and it's been absolutely incredible. Now, one of the cool things that I've been able to do is just scouring our client data and the fact that a lot of people use our CRM to run and operate their business gives me the ability to actually really get a nice overview of what's actually happening inside of an online fitness business. And in order to go through any good discovery, right, you need to have a methodology that you use to analyze these things. All right, so what I have is what I call the CADE, more, better, repeat, new framework. All right. Now it sounds a little strange, but if you actually follow me on Facebook, I made a post kind of explaining it. But if you're hearing it for the first time, this is what it is. CADE is an acronym, right? It means compile data, analyze data, data-driven strategy, execute. That's it, right? So during the C phase, the compile data phase, all you're doing is just gathering information, And when you're gathering information, it's helpful to have a question that you're using to kind of filter the kind of information that you're trying to gather. All right. So the question that I was asking myself and that I had written down when I was going through all these different businesses, I had gone over, literally analyzed over 200 different businesses. One of the questions was, why did certain people grow and scale their business to 7 figures? What were those people doing that was different from everybody else? What were those who were able to hit 6 figures? What were they doing that those who weren't able to hit 6 figures weren't doing? And then I was like, why was the 4% Club able to scale to 8 figures and collect that bad boy? All right. So I started studying that business and going through some of the numbers there. And then the other question is I was thinking through is what were the common problems that those who were most successful were able to solve that others weren't able to solve? Right. As I was thinking through these frames and trying to just compile as much data as I can to just kind of see if I can find some of these patterns, it really boiled down to 4 things. And the answer wasn't very sexy. And the answer still isn't sexy. Right? So all the businesses that did 6 figures, 7 figures, and 8 figures did these 4 things well. And the degree that they did it well and the volume that they executed those 4 things was directly proportionate to the success that those businesses had. Right? So a business that was doing 6 figures, right, and the business that was doing 7 figures, the only difference between the two was how well they executed the 4 things and the volume in which they executed those things with, right? And the difference between the 7 figures and the 8 figures is just orders of magnitude difference in terms of the volume and the output that's being done. Right. So here are the 4 things which are going to put you on the game. Right. Number 1 is branding. Every single business that was able to do 6 to 7 to 8 figures had a pretty good brand. All right. And number 2 was marketing. All right. So one of the things that the 4% Club does a very good job of is these pop-up brands, constantly testing different brand angles and then ramping the volume through marketing. All right. And then number 3 was appointment setting. Right. They did appointment setting very, very well. right? Those who were able to do 6 figures were okay at appointment setting. Those who were doing 7 figures were great at appointment setting. And the 4% club doing 8 figures is exceptional at appointment setting, right? And then the fourth thing was sales, right? Again, those who are doing 6 figures are okay at sales. Those who are doing 7 figures are good at sales. And those who are doing 8 figures are excellent at sales, right? And the volume to which they do those things, again, not only do they do it well, but they also scale the volume of execution at a high level and were able to maintain a level of consistency across the board. So how does this help you for those of you guys who are listening, right? And I was thinking through like, what was the most common pain point and the common problem that these businesses were able to solve that other people struggled to solve? And the biggest one wasn't even like the branding. It wasn't even the marketing. It was actually the appointment setting was like the point of breakthrough for every single one of those business when they were able to do 6 figures, 7 and 8, was they figured out how to consistently create opportunities for themselves and their sales reps to close deals, right? They were able to just get more at-bats than everybody else. It's just plain and simple as that. They figured out the appointment setting and getting really, really good at generating appointments and doing the boring work consistently day in and day out. And they were able to actually scale that work and did a good job hiring and training their people to do that work at a high level. Now, one of the things I've been able to do behind the scenes is actually in-house. We had like an appointment setting bot that we use to scale like the appointment setting and really start to dial it in. I mean, this bot was so good to the point where the setters are doing other things to generate leads to feed the bot, like outbound and things like that. Yo, sorry to interrupt this video. If you found it helpful and you want us to plug our system into your business, our 7FFB AI, to help you automate appointment booking, power dialing, and funding, go ahead and click the link in this video to schedule a demo. I'd love to see you on the other side. Back to the video. So appointment setting became the key thing that I saw as a pattern for those who were struggling, those who were doing very well, and those who were struggling. Those who did a great job and got their appointment setting system and their appointment setting process dialed in, they were able to get consistent at-bats, consistent opportunities to potentially close deals. And in doing so, just the volume of reps that they got on the phone, their skills on the phone started to increase. They got better and better and better to the point where they reached a critical mass and were able to hit their initial breakthrough. So we've been sitting on our appointment setting bots and some of these things for a while. And now with the power of AI, we've actually been able to train it and get it to a point where it's like doing this at a really, really high level. So for you who are starting out, right, figure out your branding, get your messaging, get a consistent way of generating leads. And then once you figure out how to generate leads, you have to get good at turning those leads into consistent appointments on the calendar. You can't take leads to the bank, but you can take appointments to the bank if you're able to close, right? So you want to get appointments on the calendar, get that fixed, right? And then you figure out, how do I get more of these appointments to show up? And then how do I get more of these appointments to close into actual dollars in the bank, into clients? But if you don't have the appointment setting process dialed in, you could be generating leads and they're all going into a brick wall. They're all vanishing into a black hole, never to see the light of day again, right? Now, the cool thing about getting the appointment setting process dialed in, and what we found when we started to deploy our bot and training it up, was you actually start to improve your lead efficiency because the bot doesn't get tired. The bot doesn't need time off. And when we plug the AI in and they start learning and updating whenever we go in there and input a new response, it will learn, right? And then when somebody asked a question like it would remember the original response that we entered for a similar question, and then it would respond, right? And it would be updating its operating system to be able to get better and better and better and better and better. So that's the power of being able to utilize technology in those different aspects, right? You got to get your branding to a point where it's communicating one message to one avatar every single time, right? One message, one avatar, one message, one avatar, one message, one avatar, right? And the thing that the different levels of business owners did well at the seven figure, they did a very good job. If they wanted to attract a new avatar, they would create a pop-up brand specifically for that avatar and actually create a completely and adjust the messaging process for that avatar. So each acquisition system was designed to really attract and sell one particular type of avatar. Right? If they wanted to sell a different avatar, to create a pop-up brand, tweak the system a little bit to accommodate the messaging and tailor it towards this avatar, and then rinse and repeat. Right? And you do that at a high enough level, yeah, you're going to turn your business into a money printing machine. Right? And we even talked about the fulfillment. The fulfillment wasn't even the thing that really separated those businesses. It's like their ability to create a strong brand, market very well, create appointments, and make sales. Very, very simple. And just the volume at which they did that is what allowed them to grow and be successful. So for you, if you have the ability to generate leads and you have your branding, but you're struggling with setting appointments, actually I have something that if you're interested in, it will be completely life-changing for your business. We're actually going to be making our appointment setting bot available to those who are interested in getting it plugged into the business to potentially start setting appointments, working the leads. And what this thing can do is absolutely it's next level. So I don't have anything I want to give you in terms of coaching, in terms of mastermind. Like really, this is the main thing is like we want to be able to plug our system into fitness businesses and partner up with them to grow and scale their business, because that's really where it's in it for us long term, right? If I can set up a situation where when you make money, I ultimately make money, that also means our interest is in alignment long term, and that's going to allow us to have a long-term relationship instead of more of a transactional relationship where it's just like a one-time transaction. So that's the main reason why I personally wanted to phase out of like the coaching and the mastermind, really focus on figuring out how do we actually take some of the systems that we have in-house and turn it into like a platform that we can license to other fitness professionals and plug it into their business and help them grow and scale their business, but then also make the relationship performance-based, not just transactional. So if you're interested in learning about that, I'm actually going to be putting together a training, a demo on the bot and how it works. There'll be a link for you to be able to go in and just opt in for the demo. And when you opt in, you'll have an opportunity to have a conversation with this bot. We created, I was able to tweak it and create it so that it works for B2B as well. So you'll have an opportunity to have a conversation with the bot, see how it qualifies you before you get a chance to schedule a demo. And if you're not blown away by how responsive it is, then cancel the demo. But if you're blown away by it, you're like, wow, if it works for a sophisticated offer like a B2B, imagine how powerful it is for B2C, where people aren't exposed to the level of sophistication that you're exposed to as a business owner. It's crazy. So hope you find that helpful. Go ahead and watch the show notes. So like this is going to be one of those episodes you want to listen to again and again, because if you can really master those core fundamentals, right? Branding, marketing, appointment setting, sales, you're going to have the keys to ultimately grow your business as big as you want. And for me, I was thinking like the biggest pain point for a lot of fitness professionals, even for the clients that we worked with in the past that weren't successful, they really struggled getting consistent appointments. And this solution is what we've been able to use to scale that. But now we have an opportunity to actually solve that problem for fitness businesses that we partner up with that we help scale up. So super exciting times. If you're interested, again, there'll be a link for you to be able to opt in for a demo, put the bot to the test. And then if you're serious about getting it deployed into your business, where it's more a performance-based relationship, where if it produces results, that's how we all get fed. Go ahead and schedule a demo and hope to see you on the other side. Till next time, stay calm, change lives, print money, and live life and business on your terms. Deuces.